3/4 of women in the UK feel guilty about what they eat. Not because they've done anything wrong, but because they ate food. That statistic is deeply upsetting to me because food guilt quietly affects millions of people, yet we rarely talk about it when discussing health or weight loss. And the truth is, guilt doesn't help you lose weight. In fact, it often does the opposite. I'm Sandra Roycroft-Davis, Harley Street behavioural change and weight loss specialist, award-winning creator of the clinically proven Slimpod programme, and Sunday Times best-selling author of The Wait's Over, Take Back Control. In this video, I'm going to explain why food guilt happens, why it can sabotage your progress, and 3 practical ways to stop it taking control. Guilt is a natural response when you believe you've done something wrong. Guilt happens when we start labelling food as good or bad. And that usually comes from years of dieting. Once food becomes morally good or bad, something subtle happens. You begin judging yourself in the same way. So instead of I ate cake, it becomes I was bad for eating cake. Over time, that turns into a damaging internal dialogue. I've ruined it. I've got no willpower. I hate myself for eating that. And I hear this all the time from people when they first join Slimpod. They ask me, should I eat this? Am I allowed to eat this? I had chocolate. Have I ruined things? And my answer is always the same. Absolutely not. You haven't ruined anything. You're living your life. In fact, guilt often leads to something psychologists call the what the hell effect. It goes something like this. You eat something you've labelled as bad, guilt kicks in, and your brain says, well, I've ruined it now. So you eat more. Not because you're hungry, but because the guilt has already convinced you the day is lost. Ironically, people often eat more when they feel guilty than when they simply allow themselves to eat something and move on. So the very thing people think will help them stay in control is often what causes the spiral. But here's a bigger problem, and this is one of the reasons that I created Slimpod. For years, I watched people come into my clinic having tried every diet imaginable. They would lose weight and then regain it. But the biggest damage wasn't the weight regain. It was the relationship with food and themselves. Food had become stressful. Eating had become a source of anxiety instead of nourishment. And I knew there had to be a better way. So Slimpod was built to change the thinking beneath the behaviour. Because when the thinking changes, the behaviour comes much easier. Here are 3 simple ways to start loosening the grip of food guilt. Number 1, see food as neutral. Food is not morally good or bad. It simply has different nutritional values. When you remove the moral judgment, you remove the guilt that comes with it. All food can exist within a balanced life. It's a fact. Number 2, engage with your food. Instead of rushing through meals, slow down and notice the experience. The flavour, the texture, the sensation of fullness, which is so important. When you reconnect with the eating experience and your body, it just becomes so much easier to notice whether you're physically hungry or responding to emotions, or whether you're full, in fact. Number 3, change how you speak to yourself. This is vital. Your brain listens to your self-talk. If you constantly criticise yourself, your brain starts looking for evidence that you're failing. But if you shift to self-compassion, something remarkable happens. Research shows that people who treat themselves kindly actually maintain healthier habits long term. So ask yourself, would I speak to a friend this way? If the answer is no, try not to speak to yourself that way either. Food guilt can feel overwhelming, especially if it's been part of your thinking for years. But there is another way. You are never bad because you ate food. That simply isn't a thing. When food becomes neutral again, eating becomes calmer and healthier habits become so much easier to maintain and sustainable. And that's what we're all about here. If you'd like to hear how one Slimpodder transformed her relationship with food and guilt, you can watch her story right now. Or if you'd like to experience Slimpod for yourself, you can start with the 10-day free trial. And if this video resonated with you, please like and subscribe. New videos are released every Wednesday.